Rover reported its progressions for the Range Rover and Range Rover Sport lines. A standout amongst the most outstanding updates was the expansion of a module half-and-half variation for each. On paper, it sounds amazing, with a sum of 398 drive between the turbocharged inline-four and electric engine. It even brags an all-electric scope of around 30 miles, however general efficiency still can't seem to be discharged. To see whether it is on a par with its looks on paper, Land Rover conveyed us out to California for a short drive, barely 60 minutes. In pre-creation autos, as confirmed by the huge red crisis stop catch, we were requested to please not press unless completely required. Our test auto was a flawless light blue Range Rover Autobiography, which, being the second most astounding trim in the Range Rover lineup, made for an altogether extravagant place to encounter the crossover powertrain. Yet, in the United States, the Autobiography trim won't be accessible with the mixture framework, and that is deplorable on the grounds that the powertrain didn't take away from the rich, calfskin slathered understanding. The turbocharged 4-barrel might not have the undulating soundtrack of the Autobiography's standard V8, however, as 4 pots are concerned, this one is amazingly smooth and calm, and notwithstanding when it winds up plainly noisier under hard speeding up, the motor note isn't unsavory. Increasing speed with both motor and engine was likewise splendidly satisfactory and smooth, if not invigorating. In any case, a Range Rover like this isn't intended to be hustled like a games auto, it's implied for open to floating and cruising. It should contrast positively in the diesel and gas V6s and base and HSE trim Range Rovers, both of which have less power and less torque. Obviously, being a module half-breed with a strong range, the Range Rover PHEV can be driven in completely electric mode, and it can remain in that mode as far as possible up to 85 miles per hour. Our test course down Latigo Canyon Road and Pacific Coast Highway didn't generally bear the cost of us a chance to test that, however we don't question it's equipped for it. The trap would keep your foot sufficiently light to keep from kicking in the motor while achieving that speed. It's a significant trap, as well, since when this monstrous SUV is running exclusively on the 114-strength electric engine, quickening is horrendously moderate in ordinary rush-hour gridlock. The perfect conditions for running in electric just mode appear to be moderate or unpredictable activity. Else, you'll presumably be sticking down the sufficiently pedal to bring the gas motor into play once more. We have one other nitpick with the half-breed powertrain, and that is the brakes. Land Rover needs to do some more work on getting the vibe right. A significant part of the pedal travel is soft and numb as the regenerative braking does its stuff, and when pushed enough that the physical brakes actuate, they get harder than anticipated, making smooth stops precarious. In any case, the framework works incredible with both motor and engine cooperating. What's more, you truly don't lose a thing contrasted and the normal models. The lodge is still as extravagant as you would expect, the directing is perfectly weighted and sensibly exact, the high seating position, and the low window ledges and upright columns allow phenomenal perceivability. You can't even truly tell from the outside that it's a half and half, not to mention a module one, thanks to some extent to the well-concealed module entryway in the grille. The full supplement of rough terrain highlights is as yet accessible, as well, including distinctive drive modes for various territory, flexible ride tallness, and a conventional four-wheel drive framework with low range, all of which we encountered on an earth trail before the street drive. The Range Rover PHEV truly is a dyed Range Rover in the most ideal way. Nearly the indistinguishable kind of some other Range Rover, however without the blame of swallowing fuel. Valuing hasn't been declared yet you'll have the capacity to discover one at your neighborhood Land Rover food merchant this coming summer.